Hey guys, if you are a first-time sailor with Royal Caribbean, then this video is for you. I will be giving you a bunch of tips to help you have the best embarkation day because it's the first day of the cruise. You want it to go by smoothly, so let's get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is make sure to complete online check-in. This is going to open 45 days before your cruise, so make sure you do that. This is going to save you a ton of time in the lines and really help you to breeze by. So I have actually done a video about this. If you're not sure how to complete online check-in on the app, I'll link the video up above, down below, and you can check it out if you need some help. Once you have finished online check-in, you will be given your set sail pass. They will send it to you. It will show up at the end of check-in. This is something that you'll either want to print off before you get to the port or save to your phone wallet somewhere handy, because this is something that you are going to be showing to several people once you get to the terminal. The second thing I'm going to recommend you do is to make sure to complete your health questionnaire. This will be sent to you or open up for you the night before your cruise, or the day before your cruise. Make sure you fill that out. The third thing that I'll recommend is for you to complete your muster drill, the steps that you can complete before you get to the ship. So muster drills on Royal Caribbean are no longer the traditional file in, sit down, wait for everyone to come. You can actually watch a video on the app. It's only done on the app, so make sure to download that app beforehand. You're going to watch it, and everyone in your party should watch it. It's just, safety features, how to put on a life vest, and you're going to listen to the emergency horn sound, like what that blast sounds like. And then when you get on the ship, the only thing you have to do is just go visit where your actual muster station is. They'll check your name off and you are done. It takes like 2 seconds. So let's get into some other tips that are really helpful for this day. Let's talk transportation. Now, if you would like a lift, I shouldn't say a lift. If you want to pay for a bus transfer, if you want to go in a coach bus, you don't want to drive to the port, this needs to be prearranged. For the life of me, I could not figure out how to do this on the app or on the website. So I ended up having to call Royal Caribbean and asking them to add it to our reservation. This needs to be done beforehand. You cannot show up the morning of and be like, hey, do you have space for me? They likely do not. So call ahead of time. For us, we got a transfer from MCO, which is Orlando's airport, to Port Canaveral. And I want to say it cost us about $50 per person. $75 per person round trip. So once you get to MCO airport, you are going to go to ground transportation in Terminal B. This is where the Royal Caribbean check-in desk is. It's literally across the way from the Hertz rental car desk, and there's a Starbucks across from it as well. How convenient. So when we were leaving, we were told that our earliest bus left at 10 o'clock. I do not recommend you getting there at 10 o'clock if you want to be on the first bus smoking out of there. You need to get there at least, some people were there an hour before, but I would say at least a half hour before, because it's first come, first serve. That's how they load the bus. They're actually going to give you this little ticket and it'll have a number on it, and then they will call the number as each bus is ready to leave. So we got there, it was about 9:45, and the first bus was completely full, so we had to wait for the second one. The buses leave every half hour, so instead of catching the 10 o'clock bus, we got on the 10:30. It wasn't a big deal, but if you're trying to get on that boat ASAP and you want to be one of the first ones on there, then definitely arrive about an hour before departure. That way you will get on the first bus. Now, if you are driving to Port Canaveral or taking a taxi or an Uber, you will likely be in Terminal 1. This is Royal Caribbean's terminal, so just either park at Terminal 1, you're just going to pay for parking, and go down the elevator or escalator, and you'll see the entrance right there. Just follow the signs. Or if you're catching an Uber, they'll drop you off right at the entrance. You will see some baggage porters outside of the terminal. This is where you're going to drop off your check bag, so your larger luggage that you do not want to pull onto the ship or lug onto the ship with you. You'll drop them off with these porters. I will say that it is customary to tip the baggage porters, as they are working very hard to make sure that your bags get on board. So just have a few dollars on hand if you wish to tip your porter. Another thing that you will want to do before you leave home is to print your baggage tags. They actually send it to you through email. They do have some generic ones at the terminal, but I I think these ones are really good because they're used to looking at them, they're familiar with them, and honestly, it probably doesn't make a difference, but I always print my baggage tags. The directions say to tape it or staple it to your bag, but I don't really like to do that just in case it rips or it falls off somehow or it's raining and they get wet and soggy. So what I've gone and done is purchase these baggage tags. I got them off of Amazon, and it's like a very sturdy plastic. You can peel it open and just put the baggage tag, fold it how they tell you. It's like origami trying to figure out how to fold that paper. But just fold your baggage tags and slide it into this plastic sleeve. And then you can close it, and it has the most sturdy, like almost wire-like closure here that you can wrap around your luggage handle. So I will link them down below if you're interested in that. I love them. I use them for other cruises as well. And honestly, it's kind of like a traveling staple for me right now. Even if I'm just, catching a flight, I want my name on my luggage, I put it in this bad boy right here. Now, once you've dropped your bags off, you can head inside of the terminal, and you're going to want to make sure you have that set sail pass and your passport in your hand. Royal Caribbean is a well-oiled machine in terms of this process. It took us from the time we got into the terminal about 20 minutes before we were walking on the gangway into the ship. And honestly, I was really impressed because there were thousands of people on the Wonder of the Seas when we sailed. It was a full ship, and it didn't even feel like it during our check-in process. The first thing you're going to do is go through security, and then you're going to head up the stairs, and then an agent will help you further check in. I think they just check your documentation, like your passport, and make sure everything matches. It was a lot less for her to have to do for us since we had done all of our online check-in and our health questionnaire, which is why I cannot emphasize enough, make sure you do that ahead of time. After this process, we were ready to go into the ship. You're gonna walk toward the gangway, and you can take a photo if you wish, like a group photo. They have a photographer there, and then you're walking on the gangway. It's so easy, so quick, so long as you have all of your ducks in a row, so to speak. Now, once you get on board, there's a few things that you might want to do first to just make sure you get them out of the way with. The first is being that muster drill that I spoke of, just stopping by, make sure they take your name off the list. That way it's done. You may also want to hit up the buffet as soon as possible so it doesn't fill up. It does get quite crowded up at Windjammers. And another thing that I had to do, you may or may not have to, is to talk to dining reservations. So I wasn't really sure for my family if we wanted to do my time dining, which is a more flexible option, or if we wanted to have a set dining time. So I had not decided before I got on the ship. After talking to some people, it was recommended to go with a set time. That way, every day we had dinner at 6:30. I have 2 young kids, so we got that out of the way with. I am so glad that I went and chatted with someone from the dining team. And I did this pretty much as soon as I got on the ship because those reservations sell out quick. In fact, I couldn't even do it on the website because they were already full. But if you go on the first day of cruising, usually they have something available and they can help you out. The reason I am glad I did this is because whenever we went to dinner at 6:30, the line for the more flexible option, my dining time or whatever it's called, was long, like really long, like wrapping around hallways long. And so I'm so glad we had our set time where we could just walk straight to our table. They were expecting us and we didn't have to wait as long. This kind of goes without saying, but make sure you pack your valuables and your medicine and any essentials that you think you'll need before you have access to your checked luggage. You want to pack it in your carry-on. If you plan on hitting the water slide or the pool right away, pack your bathing suit or wear it underneath like a cover-up as you're walking onto the ship, because bags usually come around 3 o'clock, but it may or may not. So you want to have the things that you need, especially valuables and medication. Put those right in your purse. If you're bringing on any bottled water or alcohol, wine, anything like that, you're going to have to carry this on. This needs to go in your carry-on bag. You cannot put it through your checked luggage. If you do, this tends to slow up you receiving your bags. Usually you get your bags around 3 o'clock, or at least we did. But if you have water or alcohol, they need to open the bag, look in it, test it, all of that stuff. And you may or may not get your water back or your alcohol. They may confiscate it depending on who you're dealing with. I know some people have said, oh no, it's not a big deal. They don't even check it. Other people have said they've taken it out and removed it from the bag altogether. So to be on the safe side, I would say pack it in your carry-on, something that you can pull because I know it gets heavy. And our room is actually ready, I think at 1:30. That's when we were ready. So it wasn't that long to have to carry around the heavy stuff before we could just go and put it in our room. All right, guys, so I hope you found this video helpful. I will be doing the saddest day of the cruise, disembarkation day. I'll be doing some tips about that as well because there are some things that you need to know. So if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, be sure to do that so you can see that video when it comes out. And I will see you guys in the next one. I hope that you're all doing well and take care. Bye, guys.